demystify the types of real estate scams in India and what are the ways in which buyers can avoid them. Hello, friends. Thanks for tuning in. I welcome all of you to my YouTube channel, Legally Determined. This is Sanjay Arora. By profession, I am a Delhi based advocate. The Indian real estate industry is growing at a breakneck pace, and so are the scams concomitant with it. Real estate has become a target for scammers because large sums of money are involved. There are countless human interactions associated with the real estate sales transactions, for instance, rentals, vacation rentals, which are private accommodations that are rented out to travelers on a short term basis. House sitting assignments. House sitting is the act of staying in someone's house while they are away in order to keep it safe. Vacant land purchases. Timeshares. Timeshare properties are typically resort condominium units in which multi parties hold rights to use the property, and each owner of the same accommodation is allotted their period of time and more every year. The real estate crimes are characterized by deceit, concealment, or violation of trust and are not dependent on the application of threat of physical force or violence. It is essential to know the type of scams which we are susceptible to and the precautions which one should take to avoid these scams. Cheating over title deeds and conveyance. It involves duplication of title deeds of properties under dispute by the fraudulent sellers and builders. These properties with duplicate title deeds are then sold to innocent buyers. By the time the buyer realizes this, the seller is out of sight. The precautions taken by the buyer. Title insurance. Title insurance is an insurance of indemnity, and unlike other insurances, it has a retrospective effect. This means the title insurance indemnifies the insured against all the losses and claims that are suffered by the insured as a result of a defect in the title of a property of which the insured was not aware on the date of the policy, even before the date of the policy. So, title insurance means an insurance against any loss caused as a result of a defect in the title of the property. Title insurance is available in many countries such as Canada, Australia, the United Kingdom, Europe, etc. In India, title insurance has not been a common practice as the Indian insurance companies lack the underwriting expertise to offer title insurance products. Indian insurers require reinsurance support to be able to offer the product as the cost involved is high. The menace of defective land records resulting in title complications is relatively high in India. Section 16 of the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016 rests the obligation of title disputes by employing an obligation on the promoter to obtain such insurances as may be notified by the appropriate government, including but not limited to two kinds of insurances, being insurance in respect of number one, title of the land and building, and second, construction of the real estate project. The promoter will also be liable to pay the premium and charges in respect of these insurances and shall pay the same before transferring the insurance. The association of the allottees. Once the project has been completed, state governments are yet to notify the enforcement of this section. The mandatory title insurance will condense the title disputes and metamorphose the real estate industry into a resolutely controlled and regulated segment. Second, choose bank approved projects. If any leading banks have approved the project, chances of fraud are relatively lower since banks perform their own background check and due diligence before coming on board as home financing partners. Fabricated death and legal heirship records. This is a common fraud prevailing in the real estate industry, wherein properties are sold based on fake legal heirship certificates. The practice prevalent in this fraud is that the original parent documents will not be available. Instead, an advertisement stating the loss of the original document will be published in a lesser known newspaper. The precautions taken by the buyer. The buyer should be very careful in dealing with properties when original title deed documents are not available. The death certificate should be cross verified online or with the records of the issuing authority. The legal heirship certificate should also be verified to ascertain its authenticity. Impersonation of the real owner. In this type of fraud, a fake power of attorney is executed based on which the agent committing the fraud executes a sale deed in favor of the innocent buyers. The title deed of the real owner is usually fabricated and the fraud seller claims that the originals are lost. The precautions taken by the buyer. If the seller claims that the originals are lost, follow the procedures listed below. Lodge a police complaint. Obtain a non-traceable certificate issued by the police. Publish an advertisement in 2 reputed newspapers, 1 English and 1 local publication. Get a letter from an advocate stating that further to the publication of the advertisement, you have not received any objections. Obtain an undertaking letter or affidavit from the present owners stating that the originals have been lost and once traced will be handed over to the intending purchaser. Also, intending buyer should insist on obtaining copies of the seller's PAN card and voter ID and get them verified. Similarly, the power of attorney must be verified with the owner. Deliberately delays in project completion and disappearance of builders is a common strategy which is resorted to by unscrupulous builders while committing real estate frauds. The fraudulent builders resort to this strategy to delay project completion deliberately until they get the requisite number of buyers. Yet others divert the money pulled from one project to another, delaying both projects in the process. The precautions taken by the buyer. The buyer should ensure before signing the sale agreement with the builder that there is a penalty clause incorporated in the agreement and damages caused per day for the delay caused must be mentioned. The construction stages with the time frames are clearly included in it along with a copy of the approved plan. The buyer should also keep a regular check on the progress of the project. The aggrieved buyer can also file a complaint with the authority or adjudicating officer against the builder under Section 31 of the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016 who had delayed the delivery of possession of the home to the buyer. Thank you. Many thanks to you.